What's up, bro? I want to tell you a quick story about me before I give you the four difficult skills that will pay off in your life forever. This will all change your life. I never grew up with a father. I never had anything really going for me when I was a kid. I was fat and overweight. I grew up in the ghetto. I wasn't destined to be the young man that I am. It's sad to say that I've lost a lot of my friends, and these are like my childhood friends, to drugs and to alcohol and to just that way of living, because I grew up in the ghetto and I lived in the ghetto for 20 years of my life, bro. And a lot of people I knew just wasted their life away, but because they didn't know better. And I did as well. My father abused the fuck out of us when I was young, and he left. And then I had my two older brothers, but they fell hard for that life that, is in front of us when you live in the ghetto. And then I just followed their footsteps. And I didn't do that because it was like, oh yeah, this is what my brothers did. But I just did that because it's just kind of the life that's destined for you. You become an idiot. We'll say it like that. You use drugs, you do the wrong things, you hang out with the wrong people, and you just get into a world of trouble. That was me. And I had to pick myself up from a place that I can resonate with you from then. Because even though I had to stop using drugs and I had to stop, hanging out with these certain people and get out of that life, after that time, I became just a bum. I wasted all my time. I sat there scrolling, had every bad habit in the world outside of drugs. I was miserable. But then I told myself one day, like, this can't be it. This cannot be it for me. And I started to build myself up ever since. So you and I, we are very, very similar because I get it. I understand what it's like to not have guidance, to not be about it, to have really high days where you got momentum and then it just drops off the fucking earth. I know it all. I get it. So that's why the things I'm going to teach you in this video, they're not sexy. They're not going to teach you how to make $1 million just yet, and they're not going to give you all the girls, but it's going to fix here. It's going to fix you. It's going to get yourself straight. And then with that, you can do anything that you want. So I've got 4 steps for you. But the first one I've put as number 1 for a reason, because I believe that this is the most important. It's get your shit together. And I put it like this for a reason, because it's more meaningful to tell you to get your shit together than to get your priorities right or get your life in order. You need to get your shit together. Because the most important thing in life is structuring who you are. And most of us, and I'm going to put this here, right? And I want you to understand, you have to prioritize your values. You have to prioritize your goals, I should say. This is the most important thing. This is how you start getting your shit together. You have to know what your goals are. You have to know what your values are. And you have to know what you kind of want, right? All these are pretty much the same. But you have to know those things. And if I were to break it open, so easy for you to see your goals, right? Say you want to make X amount of money, you want to live this type of life, you want to have this going for you, you want everything, right? You have to look at now what's taking away from your goals, your values, what you want, your dreams. And the most stupidest thing it gets drained to, right? It's social media. Let's say that. And then we could kind of frame this as our time, because our time goes to so many other things, right? It goes to friends, it goes to drinking, it goes to just dumb shit, right? So many of us, we already know what we need to do, yet we just find ourselves doing the complete opposite, because what we do, the complete opposite of what we should be doing, gives us a quick hit of dopamine, makes us feel good in the moment, right? And it takes away from our future though, which is quite sad, but we don't know that. I'll do it tomorrow. That's the mentality that so many of us have. But if you look at everything, right, social media, friends, drugs, alcohol, video games, porn, all of that, all of the good stuff, right, you'll realize that you're sacrificing all of your goals, your values, what you want for this. And everything else that I said in here, does that not scare you a little bit? That should scare you, that the one thing that you want to go after, or the things that you want to go after, is being stolen by honestly where your time is being allocated. Social media, porn, video games, everything. That should scare you. And I can give you an easy tip. And the tip would be just get the shit that you need to get done first, and then do whatever you want afterwards. Get what you got to get done. If you got work to do in your business, if you got to hit the gym, if you've got to do this, you got to do that. Do everything first and then spend your time wasting it. That's how you get started. But ultimately, if you want to be a man that's about it, you should always just be working, grinding, elevating, getting yourself to where you're trying to get. That's a really important thing. So you need to really understand, what are your priorities? What do you want out of your life? Get them straight, because ultimately, right, the things that you prioritize now that aren't your goals, dreams, all of that, they don't give a shit about you. If you are prioritizing your friends over your goals, watch what happens one day when your friends meet other friends or they get their shit together. They'll leave you in the dust. Social media doesn't care about you. Junk food doesn't care about you. Porn doesn't care about you. Nothing cares about you, bro. So you got to care about yourself by getting your shit straight. That's really important. I can't stress that enough, that, the worst thing that I ever did was to think that I had my shit together when I had nothing going for me. And that's what so many of us do. We think that we got it all together, but if you look at where you allocate your time to, it goes to the most pointless stuff that throws you off course. And we can't have that if you want to get your life together. The second thing is quite savage, because I'm going to open this up in a way that you haven't really heard about before. And it's being accountable. But it's accountable in a way that's honestly extreme. Because we all know, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you to your face now. We all know that no one's coming to save us, bro. There is no one in this world that is going to do anything that you need to do for yourself, for you. No one's going to give a shit about you the way that you need to give a shit about yourself. And you need to understand that. So I want you to understand that taking accountability for every single facet of your life is the most important thing that you can do. So again, it goes back to number one, but the most accountable thing that you need to be accountable for is your time. Because like I said, your time goes to all these things that destroy you. Porn, video games, drugs, alcohol, just wasting time, social media. It goes there. So if you can look at your life right now and pinpoint it where you're losing and say to yourself that I am better than this, you will win at life. It's when, and I really want you to understand this, bro. It's when you understand that you're the problem. Society isn't a problem. Your friends aren't the problem. Girls aren't a problem. Your family isn't the problem. That you're the problem. That you're the driver of your life. Yet you think that all these external things are the reason why your car's not moving. Why your vehicle isn't getting you closer to the end goal. But the truth is, you haven't put the fucking key in to get started, to turn the engine on. So you need to be super accountable for your life. And I'm talking to the T. You got to understand, if you're late to an appointment, why were you late for? You got to understand, if this work wasn't getting done, why didn't this work get done? If you find yourself lacking in this area, you got to hold yourself accountable. And what I can tell you to do for this, it's savage. It is super savage, and you need to hear this. The best thing that you could do for yourself is to come up with a punishment system. Meaning that, okay, the way that you hold yourself accountable isn't working right now because you're still where you want to be. You need to punish yourself. This sounds savage, right? This sounds like some voodoo type shit. But you need to punish yourself in a way that holds you more accountable. So you can either punish yourself. If you don't do something that you're supposed to do, tell your friends about it. You spend all your time on social media anyway. Write a post that day that you didn't get what you needed to get done and look like a fool. Get your friends, or tell the girl that you're speaking to, whatever. Do something, bro, that makes you feel like I need to get the shit done that I got to get done, and there can't be any excuses. You got to punish yourself. You got to take an extra long cold shower. You need to put yourself out there in a way that makes people think, well, if he doesn't do what he said he's going to do, he's not a man of his word. You have to somewhat punish yourself. You have to be on point. You have to sacrifice things so that you say to yourself, you are going to win and get what you need to get done. It's taking this radical accountability for every aspect. Every single thing. Take it on board. And with that level of accountability, you will be able to structure your life in a way that's like, okay, it's super efficient. You're elevating your life. There's nothing that can stop you because you're the one in control. Because like I said, you are the driver of your life. Not me, not your friends, not girls. you. So if you hold yourself accountable for everything, that one time you woke up late, hold yourself accountable, punish yourself for that. The one time you didn't get your work done, punish yourself for that. It's savage, but you have to be on point, because if you keep living the life that you live now, you're going to get the exact same results that you've been getting. That's a really important thing. Savage, I know, but the most important thing is making sure that you are diligent enough with your own self to figure out where you're lacking and then punish yourself if you catch yourself fucking up again. The third thing is control. And this comes into a lot of realms in our lives, but the most important being emotional control. This is a huge thing. Another one is stress, and another one we'll put as like our body, right? But the biggest thing that you have to understand, outside of taking accountability, because knowing that you're the driver of your life, so you are in control, is to control the controllable things about you. So most of us, we move from our emotions, right? This person said something. I'm going to sit in bed. I'm going to cry. I'm going to waste time thinking about someone that's not even thinking about me, but they said something about me. It's a joke. You place too much emphasis on how you feel. Your mum tells you to do this. Your girlfriend tells you to do this. Your son's acting up, whatever. And you click and you get so pissed off where you just don't do anything. You need a reward now. Instead of a punishment, you need a reward by jerking off or playing some games or drinking. You need to understand that if you want to move forward in your life, emotional control will be everything. Meaning that when something happens, you're just going to have to cop a lot of it on the chin. Something bad happens, look at what's happened and be like, okay, cool. It is what it is. Can I fix this situation? What's the solution? This is what I got to do now. Fair. Okay, cool. But if you explode, if you waste time going on about something that doesn't matter, so in your head, worried about someone else, you will lose in life, and you will never ever truly have control of your life, because if someone can say something or this can happen for you to not be moving forward, you're not in control. So emotional control is huge. And the best thing that I can tell you to do when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're pissed off, when things are not going your way, channel that into your business, into your studies, into what it is that you're doing. You need to channel that energy, and the most powerful, potent energy that we have inside of us as men is the energy and the force that we get from our emotions. We've been told our emotions are bad and not to act upon our emotions. I think that is the stupidest advice ever. You need to take your emotions, you need to understand what's going on, and then you need to channel that into what it is that you need to do. So it goes back to point one, which is get your shit together. You need to take your emotions and channel that. It's super powerful. It's exactly what I do. Shit's going on within my family. Shit's going on within my business. Shit's going on here, my work, whatever, bro. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not going to act upon it. Cop it on the chin. Let this person do this, act this way, whatever. I'm going to come home and I'm going to work the hardest I ever worked. I'm going to train the hardest I've ever trained. I'm going to do whatever I need to do the best way I can, because I'm pissed off. You need to have that. But if you cry about it, you do all of this, you do all of that, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be weak. And your body will know that, your mind will know that, because it's like you're sitting there chucking a tantrum or sitting there just overwhelmed. It's not good, bro. The second thing to control is stress management. And to me, the biggest stress management that we can all have as men, it's meditation. I meditate for about an hour a day now. Every day, even when I have to go to work, I meditate for an hour. Well, I try to every single day. But the second thing, and I believe this has changed my life forever, is to understand that fighting as a whole as men, you're feeling stressed, go start sparring with one of your friends. Sign up to a boxing gym. Do whatever you can right now to start getting into this primal conditioning of fighting. Whether it be boxing, MMA, kickboxing, whatever. Do whatever you want, bro. If you have to shadow box in front of your mirror, do it. But a man, and I want you to understand this, that can be controlled of the stress that comes his way will be a man that is successful. And the best way to handle your stress, to get it out, because you still have to get it out through your business, but you can still also get it out through fighting, you'll find that peace. But let me open this up for you because it's important. Stress and success, they are intertwined, they're linked. And the more stress you can handle, the more successful you'll be. They're extremely correlated. More stress, more success. Because a stress-free life, there's no success in it. The stress management that we're going to go through, right? meditation, fighting. I know it sounds like polar opposites, right? Meditating, you're at home, you're deep breathing. Fighting is like you're aggressive, come here, right? But the truth is, it manages and it balances out that stress. And it's really important that you can balance it out and you can get it out in a way so that you can absorb more, you get it out, you become more successful. So you have to understand that flow. Control over your body now, this is a huge thing. Stems to kind of fighting, but when your body mimics what your mind feels. So if your body is strong, your body is chiseled, you look great, you look of a man, a powerful man, a force to not be fucking reckoned with, you will interpret that in your mind as well. There is no man that I've ever met, that I've ever spoken to, that I've ever respected. Even if he's a strong guy, he's smart and intelligent, if his body is not on point, he is not a man in my eyes. He's not a man worthy of respect. He's not a man worthy of doing work with or business with or talking to, because how your body looks interprets how your mind is, and it's key traits as well that you build in the gym. You build discipline, consistency, showing up, pushing yourself, which all correlate to more success, to being that guy that has what he wants and goes after it with a fierce determination. So that's a really big thing to understand, that you have to take control of all of these things: emotional, stress, body, because this is why it's difficult. Emotional control is difficult because most of us, we go to fast food or we go to porn or we go to drugs and alcohol. A lot of us can't handle stress, so we start crying and sitting in bed wasting time. And most guys do not have their body on point, which is a clear indicator that they're just not about it. If a man's fat, and if he's on his journey to improve, cool, you can do something with him. You can respect him, talk business with him, do whatever. But if he's not even trying to improve, and if I'm talking directly to you, bro, it's a clear indicator of what this world thinks and what you will achieve. Your body is a direct correlation as well with the success that you will have in your life, and I mean that. Now, the last thing, to me, is a big thing as well. It's something that I'm truly honed in on, which is your ability to communicate. It's your ability to listen, to speak, to be persuasive, to be a genuine all-rounded guy when it comes to how people can speak to you, how you listen to them, what you say, everything, your articulation. So we'll go communication, right? But with this, and I got this massively from Tate, which is so many of us, we can't even speak proper English. And I'm still on my journey I'm not by no means a genius in literature and speaking and just persuasiveness and listening. My mind still races at times. I sometimes get caught up, but the art of communication, and this kind of ties back to, if you want to be more present in talking to people, you have to start meditating, because when you're speaking to someone and you have found that inner peace, you'll be in the moment all the time. With just a recalibration of a breath, you'll be in the moment and you'll be able to take on board what people are saying and be able to give a clear and precise answer back, because you've understood and heard everything that they've got to say. But when you speak properly, you can speak things into existence. You can speak to people, which makes them in a way respect you, which makes them do what it is that you need them to do, which makes people like you. Speaking is a very powerful tool. People will always judge you on how you speak. No one's going to want to be around you. No one's going to want to do business with you. You're not even going to like yourself enough if you can't articulate yourself to a point where people believe you, or you even believe yourself in what it is that you're doing and what it is that you say and who you are. So communication is huge. And if you ever want to be someone, a leader, someone that elevates himself up to a CEO position, someone that's genuinely about it, your articulation, your communication skills means everything. You can change the world by speaking. You can't do shit if you're not on point with what you say and how you say it and how you react to things. So these 4 things, bro, are very difficult to really embody. They're not easy, but they're the internal things that you need to get on point in your life to have what it is that you want out of your life, right? There are so many areas of our lives that we lack, these being the most important things to get together now. If you don't, you're just going to continue living the same life that you want to live. So always remember this, bro. I've been a young man exactly like you. I know the battles that you fight, the demons that you have, the ups and downs of your life. I know it and some. So take on board what I've said, implement these things, and watch your life start to change. I really mean that, brother. Love you, bro.